What if I told you that you have an emotional reset button? We're about to explore an incredibly powerful technique that helps you find your calm center wherever you are in literally less than 30 seconds. You know that feeling, right? When you just feel a little bit off, a subtle wave of restlessness or impatience that you just can't seem to shake. It can totally disrupt your day and just steal your peace. Or maybe it's not a feeling, but a thought, an intrusive thought that just plays on a loop in your head, pulling you right out of the present moment. It's way more common than you think. Well, there is an amazing technique to handle all of this. It's a simple method you can use anywhere, anytime, to reset your entire emotional state in less than half a minute. For real. Okay, so what is this thing? It's a technique called self-inquiry. Now, this exercise is so potent that it's considered a direct path back to your true nature, to self-realization. But hey, you don't need to be seeking enlightenment to get a huge benefit. You can just think of it as the ultimate tool for handling any little mental or emotional hiccup in your daily life. To really use it effectively, though, you first have to understand one fundamental question. And that big question is, what are you really? Before we get to the technique itself, we have to get super clear on who or what is actually doing the resetting. So let's start by looking at all the things you are not. We tend to think of ourselves as all these temporary things, right? We think, I am my name, or I am my job. We identify with our body, our memories, and especially with all the thoughts and feelings running through our heads. But are any of these things the real permanent you? Let's break it down. Just think about it for a second. Your name, it's just a label. If you changed it tomorrow, would you stop being you? Of course not. And what about your body? It's changing constantly. The you that was there when you were 5 years old is the exact same you that's here now or will be at 90, even though your body is completely different. And the same logic applies to everything else. Your roles as a parent, an employee, a friend, they're all temporary. You were here before you had them. And your memories, those are just things that happen to you. If you lost your memory, you wouldn't just disappear. You would still be. So the real key here is that you are not these changing things. And this is the core insight. For you to even notice change, there has to be something unchanging in the background watching it happen. You aren't the body, or the thoughts, or the feelings that come and go. You are the constant, silent awareness that observes all of it. This is the true I. It's that simple, gut feeling of just existing. That sense of me that has been with you your entire life, totally stable and unchanged behind the whole show of your life's experiences. This is the you we're going to work with. Okay, so with that understanding as our foundation, let's get to the good stuff. Here is the simple 3-step technique you can use anytime you feel a disturbance coming on. So the next time a difficult thought or a weird feeling comes up, irritation, worry, a craving, whatever it is, the key is to not fight it. Don't try to push it away or even analyze it. The instruction is just one word: inquire. Here are the 3 steps. It's so simple. First, you turn your attention right toward that feeling, and you just ask yourself, who is experiencing this? And the automatic answer is, of course, me. Now this part's crucial. This isn't an intellectual exercise. The word me is just a pointer. Its only job is to turn your attention inward, away from the thought, and onto that pure feeling of I am. And once your attention is there, you ask the final question: who am I? And this part is absolutely key. You don't answer who am I with your brain. It's not a label like your name or your job. The answer is actually just a shift. You just rest in that quiet, background feeling of your own existence. That's it. And in that silence, the thought or the feeling, which only existed because you were giving it your attention, it just dissolves. It has nowhere left to stand, because really it has no substance of its own. Okay, but here's a super practical question. What happens if it comes back a few seconds later? This is totally normal, by the way, especially when you're just starting out. The answer is simple. Just do it again. The whole process takes less than 30 seconds, right? And each time you pull your attention back to the self, that disturbance loses a little more of its energy. You're basically cutting off its fuel supply. And eventually, after a few times, it just won't come back at all. So let's talk for a minute about why this works so incredibly well and how you can really apply it to, well, just about anything. I love this analogy. Your true nature, that simple, conscious feeling of I am, it's like the ultimate solvent. Any problem, any thought, any emotion you bring into its presence gets immediately dissolved, leaving behind only the piece that was always there to begin with. And as you get more comfortable with this, you'll find its power just grows and grows. It's not just for feeling a little impatient anymore. You can use it to dissolve deeper things: fear, doubt, serious agitation, strong desires. Pretty much any thought or feeling that disturbs your peace can be met with this inquiry. And that is such an empowering idea. This isn't about finding something you don't have. It's about returning to the peace that is your fundamental nature. It's always there, right under the surface noise, and now you have a direct tool to get back to it. This really is the profound truth at the heart of this whole practice. You can't be your anger or your sadness because you are already something else. You are you. You're that unshakable being that anger or sadness just temporarily appears in. So here's the big paradigm shift. We've been looking at it all wrong. Peace isn't some distant goal we have to build or achieve. It's your factory setting. It's the default state you just return to once all the temporary noise has dissolved away. This technique is really just a homecoming.